look at the opening game between Buffalo and L.A., 31-10. You all 44-21. What type of statement do you think this was?
Yeah, I think guys were just ready to go. They're excited to get out there and show what we had. We've kind of the whole offseason, everybody's asked us the questions of what this offense, what this team's going to look like. And we've always believed that we were going to go out there and put on a show, and I thought guys did that. And so to go out there and win a game against a really good football team and to win decisively, it's a good start.
I mean, obviously, when you look at training camp and what we talked about during the preseason, your relationship with your new skilled players, how comfortable do you feel out there with them now in live full, against an opponent?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very comfortable with them. You saw the guys stepped up and made plays, tough contested catches. Like Juju and Marquez did a great job with that. And then obviously the tight ends played well and the running backs played well. The only one I was missing was McCole. I owed McCole 2 touchdowns. So I was glad I got him with the one at the end there. But, I mean, he was getting open, and he's had a good camp getting open on those routes. I just have to connect on those if we want to continue to get better.
Patrick, you had your wrist taped up.
Mm-hmm.
Fall on it, or what happened?
Yeah, I fell on it on that first touchdown. Kind of just threw my hand back and fell on it, but I just got looked at and everything looked good. So hopefully it's not something that lingers around, something that we can kind of get cleared up here quickly.
How's that feeling now?
I mean, it's sore now for sure, but definitely we went and looked at it and got all the X-rays and stuff like that. Everything looked good, so we're happy with that. And now, I mean, it's a short week, so you have to be ready to go. But as the season goes on, you're going to have those bruises and stuff like that. And you have to be able to play through them.
Did you feel that you wanted was going to be a particularly important day for you because of what you said, all the new guys, people sort of wondering what this offense was going to be like for you?
Week 1, I think, is important for everybody, but especially with us new guys. You want to set a tempo. You want to set the kind of the culture of how we do things. And, I mean, in training camp, and we run a tough training camp, and guys grinded through that. But when it gets to the game, you kind of see who everybody is. And I think you saw as guys stepped up and made plays whenever their number got called. And like I said, it's going to come from everywhere. It's not going to be one guy. I haven't looked at the stats or anything like that, but I know a lot of different guys made plays in the game.
Patrick, you've had some big games no matter the time of season, but you're 5 for 5 with big games and season openers. Anything you can put your finger on why you've started off so well over the years?
Yeah, I think first off, I think it's Coach Reed getting more weeks to game plan. I mean, that's always a good thing for me because he's getting guys kind of running wide open. But then I think it's how we do training camp. I think Coach Reed does a great training camp. It's hard. I mean, I'm not gonna. It's hard for everybody. But I think it prepares you to be ready week 1. And then you go out there and you just execute. Coach Reed has a great game plan in. You have guys flying around that are ready to go, ready to play a game and not be at practice against each other. And we've done a great job of just executing in week 1. Now it's carried on to week 2.
You mentioned having a spread attack, going to different guys. Because of that element, does it make it easier when a team blitz you?
Yeah, I think especially when you get the guys that we have, I think guys are smart. They kind of break off their routes. I mean, if you see sometimes we have guys kind of all in the same area, it's because everybody sees the blitz and is trying to get there faster. So it's we have a lot of smart guys in this offense and know how to get themselves open quickly versus the blitz. And they're able to recognize his coverages. So whenever you have smart guys that are athletic as well, it makes it hard for the defense to kind of account for.
I know it's just the second game of the season, but the Los Angeles Chargers, they've beaten the Chiefs the last 2 years at home. How important is this game? Obviously, because this will be their second division game in a row. But how important will it be for you all to make sure that you come out on top of this Thursday night?
Yeah, I mean, we'll be ready to go. I mean, it's going to be the home opener at Arrowhead, so it's always important to win that one. Against the Chargers, who are going to be someone that's going to be in the playoff picture and someone that's going to be battling for the AFC West championship. So last year we let them come in, I think, week 2 and beat us at home. So we have to learn from that and find a way to claw out a win and beat a really good football team.
Patrick, obviously you're consumed with the job at hand when you're out there and concentrating and getting ready to go back out. But what did you notice about the defense today? Did you feel like they helped you get off to a fast start?
Yeah, they set the tempo. I think that's the biggest thing. Whenever you kind of go out there in that first drive and score, and then they get a quick stop, and then you score again, it puts a lot of pressure on the other team. When you're up 14-0, and I know they went down and scored that second drive, but we were able to get some more points on the board, and the defense kind of get those stops. And when you play good complementary football, the defenses can't account for what we're going to do. They don't know if we're going to run or pass because our defense is playing well. And I thought we did a great job of everything. I mean, all 3 phases. Even my boy Jay Reed got an extra point kicked in. So I mean, we had all three phases played well.
Sam, Patrick, there was a turnover late in that first half that was a little bit reminiscent of some things you guys experienced last year, but you guys just kept cruising afterwards. I'm wondering if there was any specific moment or a message you had for the guys.
Yeah, Coach Bieniemy emphasized that all training camp, and that's kind of where we kind of got stuck last year at the beginning of the season was those turnovers whenever we were driving, and that's what happened there. But guys kept their head up. Everybody went straight to Juju. I mean, he had a big game, and someone's going to be an important player for us. And the way he plays, he's going to be tough. He's going to be going for those extra yards. He's going to run through there. Just keep the two hands on it and keep breaking those arm tackles when they're swinging arms in there. And I think that'll end up being more positive for us of him running through tackles than fumbles.
Rob. Patrick, we saw you count to 4 and maybe had a little friendly jawing out there. Do you still feel like you have something to prove?
Yeah, I mean, I always feel like I have something to prove. I mean, I'm just this guy from Texas Tech, man, that they said they couldn't play in the NFL. So I always had that mindset of going out there and proving that we're the Kansas City Chiefs and that we still have a chance to go out there and win the AFC Championship and then win the AFC West and win the Super Bowl.
I believe 9 different players caught passes from you tonight. Is that kind of how you envision this offense going forward this season, spreading the ball around?
Oh, 100%. I mean, with the amount of tight ends, running backs, and receivers that we have, it's going to be everything. I mean, it's going to be a lot of guys catching passes. It's going to be running the football. It's going to be throwing the football. It's going to be short game. It's going to be the deep passes. And so I think that makes us a hard offense to stop. And then when the defense plays like they played today, we're going to win a lot of football games.
Last 3.
Patrick, Class said he gets a little smile in his helmet when you guys break the huddle and the defense gets the looks that you guys were prepared for. How important is that for you guys to offense?
The coaches do a great job, man. They do a great job of scouting, getting the scouting report in, kind of showing us the looks, and then getting us like ready to go. I mean, we know when the blitzes are coming. We know where the hots are. We know on certain plays who we're thinking we're throwing to, and it's always good when you're a quarterback and you know who you're going to throw to before the play even starts because you have that game plan in. So that's all the coaches. I mean, obviously Coach Reed and Coach Bieniemy and all of them, but I mean from Coach Girardi, Connor, Danny, all the coaches that are in that room, Joe Blameyer, they do a great job of kind of putting us in the position to go out there and succeed.
Patrick, you got everybody together in April. It's a long process to get to this particular date, but how gratifying and satisfying is it for you that the words you mentioned too, all these new skill guys kind of came to fruition?
Yeah, I mean, you want to go out there, kind of like I was saying earlier, and show the culture of how we play. And that all that hard work and all that stuff that we put in OTAs and Texas and then in training camp in St. Joe's, that it was going to pay off. And until you go out there and do that, I mean, guys are just kind of blindly believing. And I think now they see it. They're like, hey, like we go out there and we practice like this. We prepare like this. We can go out there and win a lot of football games. And I think that's going to help us get better as the season goes on.
Last one, Herb.
Patrick, you mentioned that all 3 phases played well today. In a world of complete games, how complete was this game for the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah, I mean, it was a very good game. I mean, it was something that we're going to obviously try to learn and get better from. But we have a brand new football team. We have some guys that have been here for a while, but we have a lot of young guys that are stepping up and making plays. And to see them play like they did today against a good football team, it's exciting because I know we're just going to get better as the season goes on.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.